What's a podcast without me already messing up? Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Conversation. This is the 9th episode of September 16th, 2022. Now, just give me 1 second, and I'm going to put some my headphones on, and we're just gonna get straight into it. Let me get my spoons out the way. Okay, so hopefully y'all can see that. I know I'm kind of late, but it is what it is. I won't be able to find time to do this tomorrow. So with that being done and said, let's just go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to actually see if I can get feedback real quick, and then I'm gonna see how this goes. Actually, see if I can get feedback real quick, and then I'm gonna see how this goes. See if I can get feedback real quick, and then I'm gonna see how this goes. Okay, this is good. Okay, so we got a couple things we're going to talk about in the current topic. First off, we got Elias. Elias is quietly released from the WWE. Elias. Now, if you guys don't think that they fumble on Elias, you guys are currently missing out. You guys are currently missing out. They fumble him and they fumble him and they fumble him. They drop the ball with him. When they actually let him actually shine, the dude has more entertainment value than 90% of the roster. Such a shame that they didn't do anything with him. So as I'm reading, it's apparently there's reports that Elias is no longer under a contract with WWE. And it's kind of sad because then we got another report that's saying he has no longer a professional contract with the WWE. So I don't know if that means that he's still with the WWE, but he's no wrestler. And then we got a lot of people that saying he wasn't wasted. He was just a mid-quarter. Look, he probably had a ceiling as an upper mid-quarter, but we would never know, right? Because every time he was in the ring, he was getting massive reaction. Whether he was a face or whether he was a heel, they never capitalized on that reaction. Just like how they doing it with LA Knight. They see LA Knight with the reaction, but they don't do nothing with it. And it's actually really sad that they don't do nothing with it. Hold on. We got The Rock returning to SmackDown this past Friday. Actually, it was yesterday. He came and confronted Austin Theory, and out there, he came out there with Pat McAfee, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, this and this and this about Austin Theory," but don't realize that Austin Theory, he can't control how they book him. He legit can't control how they book him. The Grizzly Young Veterans, they was released from NXT, but they actually asked for their release, and they finally giving him, they release granted, and that's actually pretty sad if you ask me, because I feel like they could have legit done more, but WWE, as you know, they didn't do anything with them. So that's actually, that's nothing you can do about that. It's actually just kind of pathetic. But what can we do about that? We got Becky Lynch beating Tiffany for the NXT Women's Champion. Beating NXT Women's Champion. Seriously, let's be honest. For real, let's be honest. Was that a good idea? We're going to talk all more about this on the 9th episode of Wrestling with Conversation. CM Punk teases a WWE return. What does that mean for WWE? What does that mean for the entire WWE universe? We also know that Seth Rollins doesn't want to work with CM Punk. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. And I might just be giving young guys, might be giving you guys a rank because, come on, man, let's be honest. How can we have certain situations happen when all of this has an effect? Everything you do, everything you say has the consequences. All right, give me a minute, and we're gonna get straight into the first topic, and that is grizzly young veterans. No matter of fact, we're gonna talk about The Rock because we're gonna talk about tiffanystratton. No matter of fact, we're gonna talk about CM Punk teasing a WWE return. Let's talk about CM Punk. But first, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for post notifications. And I will be live every Monday. I will be live every Tuesday. I will be live certain Saturdays. With that being done and said, let's just get into what CM Punk said when he was doing commentary for a UFC MMA. He was a commentary for a UFC MMA thing. So basically, CM Punk says, I got about 2 months worth of time on my hands. Survivor Series is 70 days away from, it's 70 days from today. So, and Survivor Series is also in Chicago. So, what does that mean for CM Punk? What does that mean from WWE? What does that mean for us fans in general? Now, I don't know if you guys know how I feel about CM Punk. I did a video on that with the whole backstage with the Young Bucks with Tony Khan with AEW. I talk about all of that. I will be leaving a link down below in the comment section or the description. You guys can go check out their review as well. Now, I do want to talk about CM Punk. Honestly, I feel like what is there left to talk about? I mean, this man, it's like at a point you either give up or you keep going. And it seems like he doesn't want to give up because apparently he loves pro wrestling. But I mean, honestly, I feel like CM Punk only joined AEW just to get back at WWE, just out of spite, out of things. And when you do things out of spite, it doesn't always go well. It doesn't always go well. It just doesn't. I mean, when you do stuff and you think nothing happens, I tell you guys, I really believe in karma, you know. And CM Punk, you know, as much as I love the dude, man, I feel like, why did he come back a second time? Now, I don't know, but a lot of people say, is it money? It could be money, but I feel like, what is he doing with all his other money? You know, I know he hasn't actually been, you know, wrestling, getting paid majority of the time and such and such and such. AJ Lee, she's a book writer, so I don't know how much she's making. I'm not going to get all in their personal business. I just feel like CM Punk, he came back for the money, obviously, right? And you saw how he was being treated in his first run. And then okay, so you know Tony Khan was going to have your back, man. He just doesn't have a backbone. And I don't know how it is to run a company, a wrestling company, but I know for a fact CM Punk was there by himself. He had to constantly watch his back every time. Now you do got guys like FTR. You do have guys like Samoan Joe, Ricky Starks. You have guys like all of these guys, right? But at the end of the day, they have to put themselves first because at the end of the day, they also have a wife. They also have kids. They also have their own life they got to do. They also have their own bills. They also have a lot of stuff they got to take care of, right? So they can't risk losing their job for CM Punk when CM Punk knows what he's putting himself into, right? So he said, hey, okay, maybe I'll get my own show. Hey, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do this. And a lot of people saying, why not just ignore them? Why not just ignore them? How can CM Punk ignore these people with 90% of the roster is friends with Young Bucks? I mean, you got 90% of the roster is friends with Young Bucks. How are they going to have a match on Collision? How is they going to have a match on this and this? It's like, you can't make this up. You legit can't make this up. So I'm like, okay, so he got to figure a way out. How can he have a match? How can he do this? You know, when majority of people probably doesn't even want to work with him. And then if you look at Collision now, how's things going over there? Legit. How is things going over there? I mean, you gotta be honest. I mean, things are not looking too good over there, you know? So it feels like, you know, it's just like a rinse and repeat. The show was mainly for CM Punk and you just automatically release him? I mean, come on, you gotta be honest, you know? So for CM Punk to tease coming back to the WWE, what does that mean? Is WWE look, it's not in Triple H's hand, it's not in Paul, it's not in Vince McMahon's hands. It's currently in their endeavors hands, so they can bring him back whether Mr. McMahon, whether Triple H want him back or not. Triple H actually talked to CM Punk, but he said the man in power, the man in control wants you gone. So that means Mr. McMahon probably doesn't want nothing to do with CM Punk. But at the end of the day, he don't have any control. So I don't want to say, oh, let me go over this, the dream matches. Let me go over the dream matches. Let me go over the dream matches. When we know there's no, it could be certain matches, but what other matches, you know, that we can, you know, get from CM Punk? We got maybe CM Punk versus AJ Styles. I would say CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, but we already seen that, you know, not with the new characters. But come on, what else can we do that can upvalue CM Punk other than him main eventing at WrestleMania? He wants the main event at WrestleMania, so is they gonna let him main event at WrestleMania? I mean, I'm just being real. I don't even know what's left for CM Punk to do other than him to get paid, be on TV time. Maybe he goes part-time. And we already know how that part-time gig goes for the WWE Universe. I honestly don't know what to say. Ace Steel was a legit the man's only friend in AEW. So if of course he gonna probably feel paranoid. Of course he gonna do this and this and this. But I'm not gonna lie. In his first run of AEW, he did try to use Tony Khan as, you know, like a little bitch, and he made Tony Khan his little B because Tony Khan was being a fanboy over him. And you saw at the AEW media scrum that he was looking at him like, oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? Don't do that, CM Punk. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, and like he was just sitting there. He didn't stop him. He was afraid because that was his top superstar at the time. And probably still his biggest superstar at the time. Let's be honest, John Moxley. He's not their top superstar. Daniel Bryan Danielson. It's like he don't even want to put himself at the top of the company. He don't even want to be AEW champion. He's just there to work with younger talent. I don't know. MJF, I feel like he's cool and all, but he still tries to use WWE to put himself over. So it's like, I don't know what to say. CM Punk was legit one of their top superstars, and it's like, and other than that, AEW constantly have filler matches. They don't want to have storylines. So I really don't know what to say about CM Punk other than I wish the man best of luck. He could show up at WrestleMania 40, have his WrestleMania moment, but at the same time, he still wants the main event. So honestly, I don't even know what to believe. You know, I just will not believe it until I see it. Survivor Series in Chicago, and maybe he will join Survivor Series, but we just don't know until we see it, right? What do you want to talk about? Honestly, I don't even know. It just John Cena, he's bad, but we don't really have much to talk about that. We really don't have much to talk about that. There's nothing really to talk about that. Okay, so let's see. Grizzly young veterans retire. I mean, not retire. They got their contracts they got their contract, they got their release contracts granted. Apparently, they was unhappy with how the way things was going, and I don't blame them. I mean, Joe Gacy, Ava, Joe Gacy, Ava, they was all in this group, the schemes, but they kept getting buried by the Creed brothers. Diamond Mine. They legit beat it, the Creed brothers, and the Creed brothers was supposed to be banned from NXT. They were supposed to leave NXT, but they tried to fool us and thinking we don't know who this guy is. One guy got a certain build where it's just him, and other guys tall, So how we not gonna notice that's them? So it's kind of crazy though, but I figure the Creed brothers is not leaving anytime soon. Apparently, Shawn Michaels, the promoter, the booker of the year, is very high on the Creed brothers. Honestly, I'm just sick and tired of looking at the Creed brothers on my TV. But I can always change the channel. But it's my choice to it's my choice. Having a choice, having a decision to do something is very powerful. I really hate the fact that the Grizzly Young veterans left like that, but there's nothing we can do about that. It's just kind of sad that it ended that way, but what can we do, I mean, what can we do? It just kind of, there's nothing we can do about that. Hopefully, I wish them the best. I feel like they can go to Impact Wrestling and they can shine there, because if you look at Impact Wrestling, they actually got a good tag team division, and it would be good for them to actually go there, Yeah, so I feel like they should go to Impact Wrestling and they will shine there. If they do want to go, I don't know if they done with wrestling in general, but I feel like they should, try to go there just to see how things go. I don't know if one of those done with wrestling, one still want to wrestle, but it's kind of crazy though. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. I'm just sitting here and I was like, yo, what's going on? It just that's insane. It's nothing we can do. Okay, Elias. I do want to talk about Elias. Man, Elias is legit one of my favorite superstars. I actually have a WWE 2K Universe mode, and Elias was one of my top superstars. I was going to actually book to the moon, and just to see Elias, just to see Elias get quietly released. I don't know if he was done with WWE on his own terms, because I seen him get baptized in the lake. So I don't know if he thought wrestling was just not his thing anymore. It's actually kind of sad. I respect his decision, but this is why I say, please push these superstars while you have the chance, because how long do you think they're going to sit there and wait for their opportunity when they ain't getting nowhere but aging up? You had plenty of times to give Elias an opportunity to push him to the moon. He could have been an Intercontinental Champion at least 3 times already. This guy, seriously, he could have even been a Universal Champion. This is the same thing with Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is in a position where he's got his own cooking thing going on. You guys push him on NXT and you give him the long gimmick, but boom, you change it to some type of pirate. You change it to some type of pirate. He's the king of ships. He's the king of boats. Why is you constantly doing Baron Corbin dirty? And of course, they not gonna say nothing unless they actually have the balls to say it. But then you got to think about it. This is their dream, They rather wait. Like Triple H said, good things come to those who wait. LA Knight, he told LA Knight, good things comes to those who wait. You got to think about this, Elias. This man, whether he was a heel, whether he was a face, he was getting big reactions. He was getting massive reactions, and they never gave him the strap. Even though I wasn't a fan of Ezekiel, dude, he killed it with being Ezekiel. He killed it with Ezekiel's younger brother. And as soon as Triple H came back, well, as soon as Triple H took over, he took Ezekiel off TV, transferred, waited till he grew his beard back, and never seen Elias ever again. You said Elias is back, right? But you never put him on TV. You should have let him be Ezekiel and took advantage of it. Now, one thing I do notice was when he was doing the walk with Elias gimmick, he was getting over, and I feel like the pandemic kind of messed him up just a little bit because majority of his gimmick, he needed the crowd for it, right? Majority of his gimmick, he needed the crowd to actually, just help him, because he was getting that reaction. And I don't know if you guys remember, but he pinned John Cena as well. This man could have been a legit multi-time champ, intercontinental champion. He could have been a legit champion, intercontinental champion. He could have even be, intercontinental, the universal champion. And it's actually kind of sad that they, treat, Elias like that. I wish him the best. I actually do want to talk. Let's see. We're gonna go over Elias real quick because I feel like we got a lot to talk about with Elias. Let me go to it. Hold on. Okay. So apparently Elias doesn't have a contract, a professional contract, whatever it is. Like I said, he probably had a ceiling as a upper mid-card guy, but we would never know because every time he was getting massive reaction, they never capitalized. He was a great talker, and he was a natural heat magnet. They didn't even give him a mid-card title just to see how he would do in that position. I told you, they wouldn't even give this man, they wouldn't even give this man an intercontinental champion. I feel like if he was intercontinental champion, I feel like he could have, legit, just to see how he would be, You can't try unless you take a risk. And they doing the same thing with LA Knight. Well, actually, before the fans actually said something, they doing the same thing with LA Knight. They should have put the champion on Elias and just to see how he would do. I feel like with more in-ring work, I feel like he could have been a solid world champion. He could have been a solid universal champion. When they didn't want to give it to Baron Corbin, they could have gave it to Elias. When Elias and Seth Rollins was feuding with each other for the Intercontinental Champion, or when Baron Corbin was feuding with Seth Rollins for the Universal Champion alongside with Becky Lynch. They didn't drop the belts. They was too scared to put the belts on Lacey Evans. Even though they rushed Lacey Evans, I feel like she could have legit did more. As long as she had more in-ring work, I feel like Lacey Evans would have been a great Raw's Women's Champion alongside with Baron Corbin when he hit the end of the days on Becky Lynch. And even to make it more funny and more heel, he should have pinned it Becky Lynch to get the Universal Champion, and Lacey Evans would get the Women's Championship. I don't know how you guys feel about Elias, but I feel like he legit could have been, a top superstar. This is why I say you have to push the rocket on these superstars because you never know when they might get tired or they might just be done with pro wrestling. And I don't know what this means next for Elias. He could be working backstage with WWE. Apparently with these cuts, I don't even know if he's going to actually, be still with the WWE. It's kind of sad. Hopefully, Elias, hopefully I wish him success and I wish him the best of luck in whatever he do next. Let's see what else we have to talk about. We have The Rock. Let's talk about The Rock. He returned into SmackDown yesterday to confront Austin Theory, and he was alongside with Pat McAfee. And obviously that led to Austin Theory trying to get a couple hits on The Rock. The Rock counters it. He goes for the spine buster. He wins for the most electrifying move of sports entertainment. That is the people's elbow. He went for the people's elbow. And then I feel like that was good. My main thing is I would never forget the fact that Triple H botched Austin Theory cash in. How in the world are you gonna cash in on the open US champion? And matter of fact, he said, I don't don't want to cash it in on Roman Reigns. I don't want to cash it in on Roman Reigns. It's legit what he said. Like, bro, what? And then look, listen. Oh, he got a gimmick change because he put his phone up. Don't test and drive. He got a black jacket. He's more serious now. Rawr. But he's still running away from the baby face. He's still running away from, all of this. It's the same gimmick, just not without the phone, right? Without the phone. Just without the phone, right? I'm going to keep this right here because thankful, grateful, and blessed. Without the phone. And now he gets a U.S. title run. When he was United States champion, I don't even know how long he was United States champ. I have to look this up. Austin Theory, United States title run. How long was Austin Theory champion for? He held the belt for 258 days before losing to Rey Mysterio on the latest episode of SmackDown. Austin Theory defeated several top superstars during his reign as the United States champion. So let's see who did he all beat. Let's go over all his United States championship reign. Matter of fact, let's go over there real quick. And let's see, do we remember any of this? Okay, he defeated 6 former United States champions, such as Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Damian Priest, Edge, John Cena, and Sheamus. Except for Damian Priest, everyone on this list was a former WWE champion as well. So let's see. He beat Mustafa Ali. Do anybody remember that? Do anybody remember him beating Mustafa Ali? Do anybody remember that? Okay, let's see what else. Seth Rollins. I'm pretty sure everybody remembers Seth Rollins. You want to know why? How we remember him beating Seth Rollins? Because him and Bobby Lashley was always in some type of sort of triple threat match. They was always in some sort of triple threat match. No lie. They was always in some type of triple threat match. And I'm like, bro, you have to be kidding me. Like, seriously? They was always in some type of triple threat match. He beat Seth Rollins 2 times, and he beat Bobby Lashley 2 times. Now, that was obviously in triple threat matches. He beat them. Bronson Reed beat him 2 times. I think I actually remember he beating Bronson Reed. Damian Priest, I don't remember that. Johnny Gargano, I don't remember that. Montez Ford, I don't remember that. Edge, I think that was in Canada. I remember it. John Cena, he beat John Cena at WrestleMania. It was a short time match by a fruit roll up pin. And John Cena didn't even bother to even try to wrestle the man. Plus, he buried him on the mic. Sheamus beat him twice. I remember that because Sheamus always get banger after banger. And I'm not hating on Austin Theory. I'm legit a fan of Austin Theory. I just hate the way they book him. He defeated Sheamus 2 times. And Jey Uso, everybody really thought Jey Uso was going to win the United States champion. 258 days were only 3 matches that I actually remember from that title reign. Really? That's what we doing now? Okay. I wish nothing but the best for Austin Theory. Okay. Now he did cut it off. He did go off. He did show off in that promo with The Rock. It was good. It was all good. Hopefully, let's see what's next for Austin Theory. I'm glad all these legends, they coming out here, promoting him. But he's still getting his ass kicked. He's still getting his butt kicked, The Rock. What's next for The Rock? He said him and Mr. McMahon had a handshake deal that was apparently supposed to wrestle at WrestleMania 39, but apparently things changed up. So now everybody's panicking or they making memes Cody Rhodes will still be waiting to finish the story. So what is they gonna do? Have Roman Reigns and The Rock on WrestleMania Night 1, where Roman Reigns defeats The Rock, giving him that mega power, that mega momentum headed into Night 2 of WrestleMania, defeating Cody Rhodes, defeating Roman Reigns, and he getting all that momentum just after beating The Rock. You lose this to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes get all the power in the world. He gets all the power. He finally beats the boss. But that's only one thing. That lightning in the bottle that he could have had was at WrestleMania 39. When Solo Sikoa came out there and hit him with the thumb. He hit him with the thumb. So I don't know how this gonna go. I don't know how this gonna go. I really don't know how this gonna go. I really just hope they capitalize on this because, like I said, it's WWE. They never going to capitalize on anything, you know. So I feel like, you know, it sucks, you know. And I'm still thinking about Elias. So I want to go and look at his championship matches and see when did he all have a championship match. So let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. I feel like him as Ezekiel, they could have did something. I was not a fan of Ezekiel, but I'm not gonna lie, he did, you know, he did something, you know. And look at this interview he said. I want to go over this interview real quick. January the 3rd, ahead of Friday Night SmackDown, he had an interview. He said his goals entering the new year if WWE was to win the Intercontinental Championship and one day the Universal Champion. I got every tool you can imagine. I have got every tool you can imagine to get there. So it's just a matter of opportunity, and timing. Timing, as far as I'm concerned. Elias' journey to the top continues when the SmackDown roster visits Memphis with superstars such as Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks. Elias won the 24/7 championship. Winning the WWE champion has been an exclusive, goal for Elias. In 2018, he lost to Seth Rollins in a match for the Intercontinental Champion, and he has been in pointless feuds ever since. You know what? I feel like, I'm a fan of Seth Rollins as well. I just feel like when they drop the bomb on stuff like this, and I see, Elias or anybody similar to him, I feel like, when I see them just leave or they retire or they have an injury or whatever in there. Now I'm not saying WWE can predict when they gonna have an injury or whatever. I'm just saying that's messed up. You could at least put him in a tag team champions or something. Now I legit remember this. Same for Rusev. The most memory feud about Elias is when he was going against Jackson Riker, when everybody knows Jackson Riker was a racist and everybody was cheering for Elias to beat the hell out of Jackson Riker. Jackson Riker is no longer a WWE superstar. He is currently now a police officer. He's currently now a police officer. Remember that. Remember that. Okay, I think Elias, The Rock return. We talk about The Rock. We talk about Elias. We talk about Grizzly Young Veterans. We talk about CM Punk teasing a return to the WWE. What more can we have left? Let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to see something here. Okay, let's see. 62 times. Tay. Live chat. Okay, okay. Just making sure. Okay. And last but not least, and last and least, Becky Lynch winning the NXT championship. That's right. Becky Lynch is currently the NXT Women's Championship. Now, I have a lot to talk about, too. I have a lot to talk about on this. So, I want for somebody to tell me, how was this a good thing? No, seriously. I want somebody to tell me, how was this a good thing? Because I feel like this wasn't a good thing at all. And you know what's funny? People are going to say, oh, well, they need help with the roster. They need help with the views. They need help with the views. Ain't nobody talking about views, buddy. Nobody's talking about views. You know, it's funny because I feel like if your third roster constantly needs main roster superstars to come and help with the views, then don't you think you have a serious problem you need to fix, right? And it's kind of crazy. Becky Lynch defeated Tiffany Stratton to end this week to end NXT, a victory that ended Tiffany Stratton's 100 pause 107-day title reign, making Becky Lynch a Grand Slam championship, having now won all WWE titles. So is it because they need views? Is it because they wanted Becky Lynch to have a Grand Slam champion, or is it because Tiffany Stratton, she botched it when she said Becky Lynch was an NXT Women's Champion? Y'all act like folks don't make mistakes. So now what they did was they rushed it, Becky Lynch over there to NXT. They rushed it to make this match. And I was worried they probably won't even have no chemistry because Tiffany Stratton, she's still figuring her way out. She says she doesn't want to go to the main roster yet because she still want to work on her craft. WWE doesn't give a fuck. Okay, let's go over Tiffany Stratton's losing NXT Championship, Women's Championship. Now, we all know Tiffany Stratton has more talent in her pinky fingers than Becky Lynch does in her entire body. They destroyed Tiffany Stratton's momentum to give a main roster superstar, Becky Lynch, who won already main evented WrestleMania, an NXT title, not to mention bringing these main roster talents over NXT to completely ruin any potential for, hold on, I got it right here. Potential for, good storyline, good storytelling, or continue as they showing up between brands that they are supposed to be entirely separated. Speaking of which, what the hell is a brand split at this point? Seriously. I understand why they main event. I understand why they made the main event on NXT because of ratings, right? If they was the opener of NXT, I guarantee they would not have ratings. I get it. They need ratings. But how can you get ratings? What happens when the main roster superstar goes back to Raw or SmackDown? You just back in the same boat. Meaning, therefore, they was only there for people such as Becky Lynch, for people such as Randy Orton, Triple H, whoever's on the main roster. However, I do give credit to both of these ladies because they did have a good, okay match. They gave it all. I just feel like Tiffany had gave it all there. And then at one point, it seems like she didn't know what to do next. I feel like she needs to add more moves to her move set because it just feel like she didn't have nothing else. And it seems like they trying to give Becky Lynch a pass. Why are you guys giving Becky Lynch a pass when you guys get mad at other superstars winning the NXT champion? Hell, they don't even show up on NXT. Dominic Mysterio. And you might well give all the main rosters the NXT champion if they ain't gonna do nothing about it. Albie Fire, obviously done. They lost the NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. They ain't showed up on TV since. What happened to them? The NXT Women's Tag Team Champion is currently cursed. It's currently cursed. It's sad. You go down there to the NXT to beat up the up and coming NXT talents for their title. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna lie. It wasn't even a good match. I mean, it was an okay match. It was an okay match. I just didn't like the outcome. It was stupid. I just didn't like the outcome. And people saying her title reign was terrible. It was the booking. Every time she got out there to do a promo, she was always interrupted in the next 3 or 4 minutes. She was always interrupted. It's stupid. Some people are okay with this decision. I'm not. Personally, I find Becky Lynch winning the NXT Women's Champion, taking it away from Tiffany Stratton as a wrong decision making. Tiffany Stratton needed that win more than Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has nothing to gain from it. She has nothing to gain from it. It was totally and completely unnecessary. And it's actually kind of pathetic, you know. And these geeks, they are defending this by saying she will be fine. No, she won't be fine. She won't recover from this at all. And it's a shame on Shawn Michaels for having Becky Lynch just to come down there to beat Tiffany Stratton just for a Grand Slam record. Guys, I'm watching my feedback here trying to make sure everything's good. Make sure I'm not lagging or delayed or anything like that. I feel bad for the NXT title if they're getting buried on their own show. It's absolutely pathetic. How can anybody take them serious when they keep losing? Then when they go to the main roster, you want us just to forget about that? You just want us to forget about everything that just happened. Seriously. And some people say it's a new TV deal for NXT, or this and this and this and that, or I just feel like NXTs feel like Raw 2.0 with all the main roster on there. It really do. How you gonna make NXT a third brand? I don't understand it. I don't know. I feel like it's just yes, Tiffany Stratton, she needs more work. She needs more work, but she definitely was learning. You can't do that if you constantly take the championship off of her. I do want to say a couple more things about this. You know what's funny? I didn't even know Becky Lynch never won the NXT title. You know, I'm not even a fan of Becky Lynch. I always liked the fact that Becky Lynch never won the NXT title. It could have made her an underdog, working her way to become a multi-champion on the main roster and one of the biggest stars in the company. It really wasn't necessary for her to win. I was expecting someone to interfere so she could start her next feud. I can live with Dominic winning the North American Championship. I can live with Dominic because, you know, he's only 26. He's young enough to mix up with the NXT superstars. Becky Lynch main evented WrestleMania. Why on earth do she need the NXT Women's Championship? Why do she need it? Seriously, I'm asking you guys, why do she need the NXT Women's Championship? The reason I'm not saying nothing about Dominic is because, you know, he's still young. He hasn't main evented WrestleMania. Becky Lynch did. Why do she need it? Becky Lynch doesn't need the women's championship. It's actually kind of sad. Becky Lynch taking the title from Tiffany and destroying her momentum. I'm not happy about it in the slightest. I'm not. I'm just not. I don't understand that. Tiffany Stratton, she needed that NXT championship, and just for them to bury her like that. Now a lot of people saying, "Oh, she gonna get the championship back at No Mercy." She should have never, you know, lost it in the first place. She didn't. They didn't have no type of chemistry ever. And then she lost it by a rock bottom instead of by the disarm bar her. Becky Lynch didn't even use her finisher. She used it her secondary to finish. She used her secondary finisher. 107 days as NXT Women's Champion is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I don't understand how you guys agree with this. I really don't. It was a terrible decision, only so Becky Lynch can call herself a Grand Slam champion. A Grand Slam champion. Think about that. I mean, okay, ladies and gentlemen, and your new Grand Slam champion, Becky Lynch. A Grand Slam champion achievement is so overrated at this point. Hell, even Finn Balor is a Grand Slam champion, and it doesn't make him nothing bigger. The only reason I'm happy that he's a Grand Slam champion because he's a champion. It took him years to put a champion. It took him years to get a champion back on him. Years. So that's why I'm not even mad. Even though the champions are undisputed and unified, I'm glad he's champion. They even talk about splitting the champions. So what they'll do, have a tournament where they'll get one of the champions away? Because he need a champion bad. He really do. But at this point, you just can't take Finn Balor serious. You can't. You can't. And I said the same thing. I said it on one of my shorts. This is just like when Charlotte Flair defeated Rhea Ripley for the NXT champion at WrestleMania 36. Charlotte Flair beat Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Champion at WrestleMania 36. How does that sound? How does that sound? Becky should know better. Becky Lynch should know better than to take a title from an up-and-coming talent, as it not only makes tiffanystratton look bad, but it makes Becky Lynch look bad as well. It makes her look bad. She's just as bad as Charlotte at this point. Why would you accept that just to add it to your record? Why? Just so you won't be the left out woman of the four horsewomen to not win the NXT Women's Champion? That's stupid. She would turn into what was supposed to be a development brand. NXT was currently a development brand to win a title because she couldn't beat Oscar, because she couldn't beat Rhea Ripley. So she decided to go after tiffanystratton because tiffanystratton calls out Becky. Right? The biggest botch of all time was tiffanystratton losing the NXT Women's Champion. It was the biggest botch of all time. It was. It was. I see people say it's fine since Dolph Ziggler won the NXT champion. It's not fine. That was completely different. Braun Breaker, when he was NXT champion, he wasn't doing nothing. Dolph Ziggler helped him gain momentum by taking it from him and giving it back to him. Just to lose a month later. And that is true. However, there is a huge difference. I said a huge difference. Dolph never pinned Braun Breaker to win the title since he stole it from him in a triple threat pinning Ciampa, and that story actually elevated Braun. This has done and would do absolutely nothing for tiffanystratton. What irritates me more is Roxanne is doing nothing right now and coming out of the Great American Bash. She was obviously the challenger for Tiffany, but now Becky has stolen her and Tiffany's spot, and that's disgraceful. That is absolutely disgusting. If they were going to do this, they should have kept Roxanne Perez as the NXT's Women's Championship. I really feel bad for every single talent in that division. because they put in great work this entire year for opportunities to only be placed in the background. The background for main roster superstars like Becky Lynch. It seems that Roxanne Perez collapsed it after her match with that Japanese woman. I'm not being racist. I don't know her name, but she collapsed it after her match with her at Roadblock in the match at Roadblock. Shawn Michaels absolutely has no clue how to book the title. He don't. I don't either, but he don't either. I guarantee you, I would have booked the NXT Women's Champion way better than this. I would have. You should have kept the NXT Women's Champion on Roxanne Perez, or you should have kept it on Tiffany Becky Lynch, she's ungrateful, man. She's ungrateful. This is now 2023 fourth title reign of them below 110 days. This is 2023 NXT Women's Championship fourth title reign. Fourth title reign. And it's under 110 days. 110 days. And we are only in September. We got about 3 months into 2024. 4 and 3 months into 2024. So you tell me, was that the right decision? Was Becky Lynch winning the NXT's Women's Champion was the right decision? You tell me. You let me know down below in the comment section. You let me know down below in the chat. Was that the right decision? And don't sit there and lie because Becky Lynch is your favorite women's superstar. So pretty much a new champion every 2.5 months. The first part of the prediction, which I wish was wrong, has come true with Becky Lynch winning now. Let's see if she drops at No Mercy. Back to Tiffany Stratton. Even though she drops to Tiffany Stratton back at No Mercy, what does it do? At what cost? It should have never happened in the first place. Simply a disgrace. So you telling me you got two main roster superstars with an NXT champion, Dominic Mysterio. Even though I said it's okay, he doesn't bring no value to that champion. He doesn't bring no prestige to that champion. Becky Lynch, NXT Women's Championship. Making the entire main roster of NXT have zero identity. NXT has been downright. It's at a downfall. It is. The reason I watch is for Camilla Hayes. They did all of this. They buried their superstars. They buried their upcoming talent just for 100 extra thousand views. Are you kidding me? 100,000 views just to please the network for a new TV deal. They won't even stick around. As soon as Becky Lynch leaves, they go right where she's going. And that's back to Raw. Monday night. Monday Night Raw. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. NXT talent, they just busting their ass for nothing. It's simply a short-term gain of views, but long-term, the company will regret it since they will have no new stars going forward. They're going to regret this bullshit they're doing. They're going to regret it because in the long term, they won't have no new stars. Look at Roman Reigns. He hardly even got a damn opponent for his championship. He hardly even on fucking TV anyway. So what matters? What does it matter? What does it matter? Overall, I don't even know what the hell to say. I don't even know what to say now. I honestly don't know what to say, y'all. I'm so over this. And it's like they didn't give her an opportunity. They didn't give her opportunity. They didn't. It's a huge look. I want you guys to. I want you guys to check this out. Okay, there's a huge lack of context here. The fact that 3 titles now has been given to the main roster, people, it's important to recognize that Becky Lynch doesn't actually gain anything from winning that match, which is where the semblance of the buried mindset comes from. That's why people say she's buried, because she doesn't gain nothing from winning the NXT Women's Championship. I hardly even watch NXT, to be honest. I hardly even watch Monday Night Raw. But I do it for you guys because I know you guys support me. You guys gave me 700 subscribers, so I must be doing something right. They did it so she can have a Grand Slam champion to her name. Somebody says, oh, Tiffany Stratton. Now I know who she is, because Becky Lynch. If you watch NXT, you would know who she is. If she surprised you right there, that means she was doing something. It was a total waste of time for those who was invested in NXT to watch the main roster come in and take those titles, or have those titles disappear. The women's tag titles was a shit show. They took the North America title from Solo Sikoa. That don't make no sense. Dominic Mysterio was doing the same thing Solo Sikoa was doing. And they made Solo Sikoa vacated the title because he was going to the main roster. Dominic Mysterio is currently the North American champion, and he's hardly on NXT. They immediately took the North American Championship from Solo Sikoa, but Dominic Mysterio can carry it around. He can carry it around, and he can be goofy. He can slobber all on Rhea Ripley. Slobber all on Rhea Ripley with the North American champion, but won't come and defend the damn title on NXT like he supposed to. He said he was going to be a fighting champion, right? But where he at? He's on Monday Night Raw. Rhea, mommy. What is that? I'm going off today. I like this. TV time, TV rights, new network, so they can have more eyes on NXT, so they can get more money. It's not hard to grasp, somebody said. Like I said, those 100,000 extra views are going to go right back away. Becky Lynch, I'm going to say one more thing, and I'm going to get on out of here. Becky Lynch doesn't have to be champion, though. Nor does Dominic. They can just show up. Tiffany versus Becky can be, you think you're a hot shit, I will teach you a lesson. I think it devalues the title in the wrestle when the main roster come and take it. She could legit just beat Tiffany Stratton in a non-title match, or Tiffany Stratton can beat her in a non-title match. I don't understand it. Guys, I think I'm out of breath, and I think that was all we had to talk about. Let's go over everything we went over so far. Becky Lynch winning the NXT Women's Champion, but at what cost? At what cost? The Rock returns. Is he really coming back, or it was just a one-time thing because it was a writer's strike in Hollywood? CM Punk teases the WWE return. Will we be seeing him at a Survivor Series in Chicago? The Grizzly Young Veterans, which granted they released. Elias quietly released. Well, guys, there you have it. That is your 9th episode of Wrestling with Conversation. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to join. I know this was the last minute thing, but I just absolutely can't get to it in the morning. I appreciate every single one of you guys joining. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell post notification. I will be live Monday, Tuesday. I will try to make this Wrestling with Conversation a weekly thing, because I know for a fact there will be news every single time. So with that being done and said, Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. This is actually my first time going live with this new setup. I like it very much. It is actually good. You guys can see me more. It won't be blurry. And with that being done and said, let's get it. I will see you guys Monday night. Peace. God bless.